Thank you very much for stopping by. My name is Amanda Tanadinada, and welcome to my channel where I share my journaling, planning, and my life journey with it. So, tag along if you're interested. Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel, and in this video I want to share a little bit on how I am using this Hobonichi Day-Free as my work planner. So before we start digging into this work planner, I want to share a little bit about my background. I work as a Federal Regulatory Affairs Coordinator at a Cancer Research Institute. So that's basically making sure all the clinical trials that we run are being in compliance with FDA rules and regulations. We do have a lot of paperwork, and we do need to basically being quite organized because otherwise it's going to be very hard to do your job. This is basically an update on how I set up my work planner, because previously I did do a video on how I set it up using this personal size KKK planner, and I will link it in the description below if you're interested. I personally love the idea of how I set this up, and my biggest downfall of why I felt like this wasn't really working out for me was because of the ring. I thought, having a ring would be able to have things very much customizable and things like that, but I realized when I use ring, I don't like to write with the ring. Therefore, I take the paper out and I created this using Planify Pro, and I will put this aside somewhere, right? So, and then I write in here, like right here, and then I do have my mouse here, and I do have my laptop here, and I feel like that's a little too much. So and you do have to pre-print this beforehand, right? And I feel like it gets a little too much after some time, and I just want to use it. Therefore, I thought, okay, I probably will want to have a bound book. And because I already am using Hobonichi for my personal every day, I thought maybe I'll also use a Hobonichi for work. The idea of having a one page a day is basically similar on how I set this up, but it would be basically I'm just ready to use it. But I didn't choose the regular Hobonichi for my work planner, and I went with the day-free one. It does still have basically the same layout, it just doesn't have the date every day, because if I chose the regular one, I will basically not use the Saturday and Sunday, and that would be a waste in my eyes. And the day-free one still comes with the monthly calendar, so I thought I can still use the monthly calendar and just write down the date whenever I want to write for my workflow. So yeah, basically, let's dig into this. Oh, before I forget, I do put this entire thing in my Moterm cover in lychee white. It is more like a soft white or off-white color versus like the clean, bright, crisp white. But I like it. It's very soft colored, and I put this Ollie clip. It's a small size because I thought it matches this blue in here, and I really like it. And yeah, I don't put any decoration or cover beyond just what it is, because I don't know, I don't really have particular reason. I guess I just leave it because I like seeing it. And I put this, what do you call it, like a clear cover from Midori MD for their A6 notebook, and it fits perfectly in here just for a little protection. And now let's move on to the pocket configuration. So I don't really decorate my pocket, I guess, because it gets a little too much for my brain to try to match what looks good in here to my planner. So I just put whatever works for me in here. Like for example, this thing, I use this page flags a lot, and I got this from Daiso. It's a $1.50 Japanese store. It's quite everywhere. Um, and the rest, I just put like a reminder cards for how to do my job basically. So it's like we process IRB approval, we like a study closure checklist and like a protocol amendment checklist in terms of like, oh, what do I need to do, like steps by steps, to make sure I don't forget. And this one is Midori Chirato tab index that I basically use to mark my pay period. See how like there's multiple different tabs in here, just so because we get paid every 2 weeks. So if I need to go back in terms of like, oh, what I was doing in terms of like the workflow and stuff like that, I can just go straight from those tab, because we do need to, what do you call it, count and record what we do and what for what study, so that we can build the sponsor properly, because we have a lot of studies. And then yeah, same thing with this. This is like a study startup checklist. I cover all like the confidential information just so that I don't get in trouble. And oh, I do put like a, I guess this is like a calendar, in terms of reference, if there's like, what do you call it, holiday and things like that. I got this as a freebie from Hey Planner Girl, and I thought it's a good quick reference for a calendar. So that was the pocket configuration. Let's move on to the Hobonichi itself. I do use this Hobonichi in conjunction with another notebook to basically keep track of my project. And this is, I believe, a regular pocket size notebook, and it basically just a little bit tinier than the A6. And I divide this into like tabs. If I want to add more, obviously I can just continuously adding them. But yeah, I do put for amendments, study startup, and account information. And inside this thing, I have this very pretty stickers I got custom from Pretty Planner Craft. These are basically, what do you call it, like vocabulary to do my job, just so that I can put pretty stickers on it. Like TNE due is basically when I get paid. Regulatory, because I have regulatory meetings every Monday, amendments, and things like that. And I just recently got this, therefore I haven't used a lot of them. But I got them because I want to make things more fun and exciting for work, right? Because why not? We do our job basically every day. I just want to make things fun. So yeah, that's that. And these are basically study startup. I do like listing all of them, and I put like I cover all the confidential information because I don't want to get in trouble. And for study startup, unfortunately, I cannot also show, but basically, I use this tabs and I write down the new study that's coming. Different doctor will have different color, and I will put it like tabs in here, because sometimes we have different or change in priority. So I will, if I need to check, oh, which one I need to do first, I will basically use these tabs and move it around. So yeah, that's basically that. And then the last section on here is the account information. It's mostly because I can't show it, obviously, because it holds all the account information, because we have so many different sponsors with their own clinical trial management system and safety reports information and stuff like that. So I obviously cannot remember all those informations on top of my head, and I just put it there. And in the back, I basically just put like an inbox, just anything that is, kind of like on the go, something comes up, I just put it here, and if I completed it, check it off, kind of thing. Or like once I transfer it into here, I can also basically check it off. So yeah, this thing will always grow, and I will modify them based on my needs. So yeah, that's that. These are basically just holding all the information that I cannot finish in one day, just so that I have to keep, I am able to keep track on them. Ugh, my words. So yeah, the next one is, this is basically just a billboard, I guess, on whatever, if there's kind of important reminder and things like that. I just put a bunch of sticky notes in here so that I will remember, or if I need to refer on things. Okay, and then these are just medical emergency or non-medical emergency code. This is standard for all. If you work in a hospital, you will need to know those codes. Okay, moving on to the monthly calendar. This is obviously a mock version of what I do normally at work. And normally it's a lot more full than this. It's basically noting down when I get a site visit for whatever study, if I have a site initiation visit or closeout visit, or my meetings in general. Like for example, on every Monday I do have regulatory meeting, and Tuesday is this schedule, and Thursday is like this. Like just basically keeping track of my meeting schedule and whatever that I needed for the month, or training and stuff like that. So yeah, that's that. Okay, let's move on to the actual workflow that I do every day. So I accidentally write down Friday, 25 December 2020 last year. So obviously I don't work that day. Therefore, I thought, let's use this for like a mock to show on what is the actual day look like as a regulatory affairs coordinator to show in this video. So, okay. So basically, so the Hobonichi on the blank one, it has this, like a divider, very thin, that you can do whatever you want. So I basically use that to divide between the schedule, priorities for the day, and a reminder. So for example, for the schedule, I do have a hematology check-in at 10 a.m. That's like a meeting. And then I have, for example, at 12, I have a site visit call for study Z. And then at 1 p.m., I have a research for all staff meeting, another meeting. So when it's completed, I just fill it in. If it's blank, it is not done. And priorities, for example, I need to submit an IRB submission for study X, and then there's a training that I need to do for like module A or module B, and there's to process IRB approval for study Z. So those are like priorities for the day. Same thing, if it's filled, it is completed, and how filled basically is in progress. And this is just a reminder, like what I need to do to check training log for amendment 3 in DocuSign. So we use DocuSign for signature. Okay, and then next it goes to basically, this would be like a study related workflow or tasks. Like I have study A, I received continuing review, I submitted those form to the IRB. And then study X, for example, I do have a protocol amendment, and these are all the needed to-do lists for that specific task. And study Z, I do need to process the IRB approval. So like all these tasks, basically I wrote them down. I kind of memorized them by now, but if, for example, I blanked out, I do have my cheat sheet in here. So it's like for approval processing, these are the steps I needed to do. And yeah, things like that. So those I have in check. And that's basically that for my workflow. And if I completed any of like those amendments and stuff like that, I will update my checklist in here and I will like check them off and stuff like that. So yeah, that is basically it. I don't really have anything else. And this is my vaccination card. So that's pretty much how I set up my Hobonichi. So thank you very much for watching, and if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, or I'm also very much active on Instagram, and it's Tanadinada Study. Feel free to message me anytime with any questions, okay? See you next time. Bye-bye.